Hello, my name is Flo, and today I will share with you 5 keys to shift out of feeling depressed and apathetic and gain some instant and long lasting energy and vitality. Very often, our minds take over our lives. It's not for nothing that the Buddhists call it the monkey mind. Our minds are an old defense mechanism that were conceived to alert us against danger. Like, for example, if we were chased by a tiger. However, nowadays it's very rare that we're actually chased by a tiger, but our minds keep over-functioning and overriding their primary functions, and they dwell endlessly on the past or on worries about an uncertain future. So how do we overcome the mind and gain some instant energy and go back to happiness? One of my core beliefs and assumption is that we create our reality through our thoughts and our emotional states, and that we have to be really aware of the spirals of despair we get sucked into for long periods of time. Every time we have a thought, we have a feeling, which is basically a chemical secretion of neuropeptides. If we have a negative thought, a negative feeling is triggered, which produces another negative thought, and pretty soon we are in a loop of thought, feeling, etc., etc. A loop which can take us down for minutes or hours or days or even months. So how do we shift out of these loops and come back to the sweetness of the present moment in which anything can happen? What do we do when we have been hijacked by our minds and that we are trapped in a loop of feeling and thinking unworthy and depressing thoughts? The first key to shifting out of those state of depression or emotional apathy is awareness. We have to notice our thoughts. We cannot just take them for granted and let them stream endlessly, take us on rides without any awareness about it. Although it does not always feel that way, we do have a choice and we can change our train of thoughts. The method I personally use and that I'm going to share with you, I call it the change method. And what I do is, for example, if I notice a repetitive and limiting thought about something or a person, I just say change in my mind. And I see that person leave in front of me or the event just evaporate. For example, if I have a thought about not being good enough about something, I might just go change, and then I replace that thought by a thought of praising myself in my own mind. We have to be very careful about what we put in our minds, whether it's toxic friends with lots of recurring drama that they never seem to fix, or watching the news, or watching a depressing or violent movie. We just have to be aware of what we put in our mind and watch carefully what we let in. I personally pretty much never watch movies, especially movies with any kind of violence or stressful drama, because I just keep it in my mind for a long time. And I also never watch the news, and I'm very careful also with believing statistics that are given freely. Like, for example, 48% of women will develop breast cancer by the age of 45 years old. Well, I am not taking on other people's beliefs about anything. I'm very careful about that. And I really encourage you to be aware of your thoughts and how they affect your emotional states. The second trick that I use to get out of such loops is to use gratitude. Da-da! Gratitude is the magic wand to shift out of focusing on what is not working to what's working. When we are grateful, we are immediately in a state of receivership, our emotions perk up, and we're focusing on the good in our lives. Shifting to gratitude brings an uplifting state of emotion that sends a positive signal into the quantum field of infinite possibilities. I have used gratitude for the past few years with great success. And my personal little secret I'm going to share with you right now is that I often claim my gratefulness before the event has even happened. By being grateful for something that has not happened already, I am living in the end result. I am already feeling how I would feel if I already had what I am wishing for. So let's say I'm getting sad about something I don't have or I could not achieve. As soon as I start noticing everything I have achieved in my life and I shift my focus and I start being grateful for that, my whole mood shifts. Here are some examples of some great affirmations I often use. I am grateful for being 100% healthy. I am so grateful for being loved. So grateful for being wanted, intelligent, creative, a great musician, etc., etc. So don't forget gratitude. The third way to shift out of apathy and gain instant energy is movement, and especially chaotic movement. Moving helps us secrete the good hormones like oxytocin, serotonin, or dopamine. Sometimes just getting out of the house and shifting the position of my body helps me shift out of stuckness. Each of us has a favorite type of movement. Some people like running or cycling or hiking. My favorite is freeform dancing, also known as ecstatic dance. Ecstatic dance is a free form of dance that has been spreading all over the United States and the world since the year 2000. The rules of the dance are simple and the music is very eclectic. This form of movement helps me get out of my head, into my body, helps me move my problems physically, shift my feelings, process, play, and connect with myself and others. The fourth way to shift out of getting stuck back into vitality in the present moment is through touch. As mammals, we need touch to survive, and we need a lot of touch to thrive. Some of us, a minority, have been smothered as children, and we might not be as keen, and touch might not be as high on our list. However, most humans have not received the right amount of attention, love, affection as children, and are missing touch without even knowing about it. Touch is an essential ingredient of my happiness. I am lucky to get a lot of kind, loving, and respectful touch. I believe that humans need a couple of hours a day of massage, hugs, cuddling, sensual or sexual touch to even feel normal. When we get touched, held, loved up, we secrete the good hormones, oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. For me, getting touched is an easy way to get out of my mind, into my body, and therefore into a space of no thoughts. Here are some different ways to get touched, and I encourage you to work at it to get touched. Get a massage, share long hugs with people with consent, take a contact improv class, make love more, be affectionate, go on dates and ask for touch instead of talking. Touch is vital for human happiness. Finally, the fifth key to regain instant happiness is to spend time in nature. Everything in nature is conspiring to calm the mind, whether it's the earth's gentle energy, the sound of the waves, the creeks, the birds, the wind, the rain. All those sounds are soothing for us humans. In our daily urban life, we are not used to being in wild nature anymore, and we might have lost our sensitivity to the subtle energy and good vibes we get from nature. After growing up in a big city in France and pretty much going shopping versus hiking, I discovered nature via Big Sur in the mid-90s. I started spending lots of time in pure nature, finding every time that when I would come out of nature, I always feel good and my mind is always at peace. Thank you so much for listening. I hope those 5 keys will help you shift and gain back your presence. And I will see you in another video. Thank you.